Good morning. I'm waiting for Whole Foods to open. It opens in a few minutes. I'm gonna go to Whole Foods. I found a Whole Foods not far from the Amtrak station, which was where I slept last night at the Amtrak station, on the outside. Yeah. Still trying to put it all together. Things are looking a little different. I went out to the airport. I also got a chance to use the metro. I wanted to see what that was like. So, as long as I keep active and just doing something towards something, things start to click more and more and more. And eventually I'm going to realize, why am I here? Why am I in Alexandria? I still haven't figured that one out yet, and I shouldn't be trying to figure anything out. I should just be allowing it to flow. But it's hard not to try to figure out something like that. But nonetheless, I'm getting through it. It's second day now, and like I said, I'm going to get something to eat. It's early in the morning. It's about 6:45, and had a not a rough night. I slept on a bench outside the Amtrak station. That's about as rough as it was. Just go figure what that was like. So let's go get something to eat. Boy, I'm out here at Rock Creek Park somewhere. This park, I Googled this park, and it is twice the size of Central Park in New York. Can you believe that? Twice the size of Central Park. This is a humongous park. And it's mostly nature trails and woods. So my reasoning is, go to the park, the major park of the city, like most cities have, where I can get cleaned up for a minute, charge my phone up, and just kind of relax for a while. A place that's out of the way. And most parks are like that. That's, everywhere I've gone, especially in Atlanta. And any other places, there's always a park where you can do that. But this park, I'm sure there's a place like that, but it's so big. And I got these bags, I just don't know. I found a little picnic area out here, and I'm gonna just sit out here for a little while and try to take a nap. And I don't know where I can go get cleaned up at and just relax for a little while. But this is a big park, and I can't walk it. There's no way I can walk it with these bags. So I'm just gonna, the first little space I found was this space here, and I'm just gonna sit up here and probably take me a nap, get my rest, because I haven't rested well. I didn't rest well on the train, and I didn't rest well last night. So I need to get me some sleep more than anything. Let's see, where else am I? Well, I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable. I'm sure every day I'll get more and more comfortable. I'm aware how this rolls out. The first few days, the first few weeks, or whatever it is, it's difficult adjusting. But as long as I keep doing something and taking that next step, it usually ends up getting better. And I gotta learn this city. So yeah. And another disturbing element about what's going on is my income. I still don't know how I'm gonna get income. I mean, the only thing I'm taking with me is that I'm an author and a YouTube content creator. I wish my higher power would start to reveal some of this to me and tell me what it needs from me, because I need some income. Because I'm using this metro transit system, and it's a very expensive system. It's nothing like Atlanta's system at all. Because it's a bigger system. It's much, much bigger. A lot more train lines, and you pay basically by the distance of the train line and how far you go. If I'm way over here and I gotta go way over there, it's not gonna be just $2.50. It's gonna be $6, $7 sometimes. So, I'm still living off of panhandling money. And thanks because of the food allowance card, that's what they call it now. I need to get with it and start calling it the food allowance card. I'm able to still have some of that left. But I got to get something for the transportation here. But other than that, you know, I need to find income. I don't know, I have no idea how this is going to work. You know, I have to stay calm, stay calm, but I have to not jump too far ahead. You know, I have to stay in the moment as much as I can. But that's hard to do when my income is dwindling. And when I made this move, that's the first thing I thought. I speak to my higher power and saying, "You sure you want me to do this? You are aware that I'm running out of money." This is the kind of conversation I have. And, you know, I follow. So I'm not going to really worry about it, but it is on my mind because it should be. It's a cool and cloudy day, and under normal circumstances, I'll be at home, in my bed, or on my couch, curled up with a good book. That's right, you know where I'm going with this. Check out my 4 books. Becoming Kylo, The Face of Me, 2 Sides, 1 Life, or Worlds and Dimensions. Go to Amazon.com and check out and curl up with one of my 4 books. I am somewhere in DC on a bench eating crackers and peanut butter. I just came from Whole Foods. What I do is, this is what I've been doing. Whole Foods and Trader Joe's are the 2 places where I get food from. So I get on Google and find the nearest Trader Joe's or the nearest Whole Foods. And that's the area that I surround myself with. And then try to find a park somewhere in that area also. So far, I've been lucky. There's a Whole Food up the street from where I'm at right now. And there's a little small park up the street from where I'm at right now. And there's a train station. I have never felt this homeless before in a long time. For so long, I've always had a place to go to. Almost like getting off work. Every day, around the same time, I would catch the bus. Even though I'm sleeping outside, it's still the same place and it's covered. Like I said, it's been a long time. And I feel really homeless these days. Without a place to go to get out of the weather. That's tough, man. I'm having to get used to that feeling of that. Of being offset like that. Yeah. The feeling like, what if it rains tonight while in the middle of my sleep? There's nothing more disturbing than to be sleeping and to have raindrops start falling on you and you have no shelter or nowhere underneath anywhere you can go to. That's a very uncomfortable feeling. Even when I was in that situation, I never got used to that. And I'm back in that again right now. In a city I don't know nothing about. It's all so new, so strange, but I'm gonna give it time to solidify itself. Give the higher power a chance to work its magic through me. And I'm looking forward to that. am feeling better today. And when I mean I'm feeling better, I'm physically tired because I still carry around these bags. Not all of them. You know, I got them put away somewhere, most of them. But the bags I do have are still heavy. And I'm physically exhausted because I've been trying to learn the metro and learn where the Whole Foods and, you know, where things are that I would need. And I'm physically exhausted carrying these bags with me. But mentally, I'm in a better place than I was yesterday and the day before yesterday. I feel better. And I know it's going to get better each day. The more I continue to put myself out there and do what I have to do and not stall or not let anything, you know, slow me as I'm doing this, it eventually, I will work myself into a consistent type of energy. And it's happening, but I just got to continue on with this. And the people in this city are very different in a good way, but there's some consistencies too that you would see in a big city, period. No matter where you're at in the United States, some of those things are consistent, but there's some differences that every city has that I see very different in this city that I like about the people. I love the way they mind their own, for the most part, they mind their own business and keep it moving. They ain't looking at you, they ain't thinking about you. You know, you have to I have to practically throw myself in the face of these people that ask for directions because they're into their world, which is a good thing in humanity these days. So I kind of like that. But there are things that are typical about a big city that I just have to deal with. Let me eat these crackers and peanut butter. I'll talk to you guys later. It's late evening, well after 7 o'clock, sun's going down. I'm so tired. One thing about I'm finding is there are not enough outlets. Outside of Whole Foods, I go into Whole Foods and I can charge my phone up there. But I'm used to cooking my own food. I have a rice cooker and I cook a lot of rice in it and noodles and stuff like that. It's inexpensive but filling. Well, I haven't ran into any places yet that have a lot of outside outlets. I don't see that here, so I'm having to go to Whole Foods and get stuff that's already cooked and expensive and put it in the microwave. You know, my eating is real funny anyway, but you know, Whole Foods is a place where I can eat a lot of the foods they have there. But I'm not too happy about the fact that I can't just cook my inexpensive foods anymore. You know, I would get a big bag of rice and eat off that for several days with different oils and spices inside of that, and I can eat off that for days. And same thing I can do with noodles. Everybody knows how I love spaghetti. I can eat that in many different ways. So I got to figure out something there, or should I say, let's just see how that's going to work out. There's so much adjustment I got to do, and it feels so awkward, but it's getting better. I'm complaining, I'm going to complain. I'm going to get it out. So that helps. Good night. I slept in a little small park last night. Really small, clean, quaint little park. Yeah, it was cool. It didn't rain last night and it didn't get very chilly, so I was all right. And this area that I'm in, there's a Whole Foods, there's a mall. From what I understand, a Trader Joe's not far. I haven't found it yet, but I gotta go look for it. But there's a lot of things here in this area where I'm at right now in DC And I think I'll probably be in this area for a little bit. I don't see why I wouldn't be. I may try to explore some of the other areas on the transit line. But for right now, this spot has a lot of things that I could access. Even though I try not to think ahead too far, I know it's best, especially in the situation that I'm in, to stay in the moment. That's where all the answers lie, in the moment. But my goodness, it's hard, because I still suffer from a lot of battle wounds, you know. PTSD? I have a bad case of that, you know. I'm always expecting, anticipating an ambush, because where I come from, that's all there was, ambushes, day in and day out for 13 years. So it's really embedded in my psyche. And here, you know, like I said, the people, there's still some of those same people here in DC, but they're not like it was where I came. Here, the majority, for the most part of the people, it seems like they get it. But in general, the people here, man, I think it's probably all of the Northeast coast, you know. The Northeast coast have always been a place where people get it faster than the South or anywhere else in the country. So hopefully that's the trend, and that's hopefully how it's going to be. But I do feel like DC is probably more of where I will be for a more extended period. Now, if this is going to be where I'm going to be permanent, I still don't think I'm going to be anywhere permanent. I get the feeling I'm going to be roaming. But how I'm going to do that with no income, I have no idea. That's not my jurisdiction. Again, I'll leave that up to the greater forces. But I just get the feeling that I'm not going to be anywhere for too long. But anyway, whatever they got me doing, the higher forces, I'm in for it, and they're going to have to provide what I need to get the job done that they want. It wants. When I say it, or when I say they, I'm really just speaking about the divine part of me, you know, that's guiding me. But I must admit, I am more comfortable. I feel more adjusted. It's only been 2 days, and I'm already feeling like I've been here for a long time. And I think that's just the way my new mechanics work. After 13 years of what I've gone through, I think a lot of what I'm going to be walking into is going to come to me quicker now. I'm going to adjust and be part of whatever it is I'm supposed to be. And I think it's going to be happening, you know, faster than it probably would have 13 years ago. Let's see. Yeah, that's it for now. I'll get back with you guys.
Huh?
I'm out here in Alexandria again. I had to come out here to go get some stuff from my bag, and it's a maze. M-A-Z-E. It's like a maze, but I'm catching on to it. But I do feel like a rat in a maze. Go this way, go that way. But one thing about the streets here, they run horizontal and, you know, up and down and sideways a lot. So it's not hard to get to where I'm going to. I just gotta learn to get to these places. But I'm having to look at all of this stuff like an adventure. That's the way I'm gonna have to get through this. All of this has to be an adventure. if I can't look at it that way, you know, everything's about perspective. And if I don't take that perspective, it's going to be, I'm making it hard on myself. I have to push out of me that Indiana Jones mentality, that Indiana Jones energy. I have to have that. And Jesus Louises.